What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Back with Ego Rumor Mill. If you're new to the channel, it's just like the name suggests. This is a rumor. Now, the thing is, the catch is, I don't just put out anything. I try to put out things that I think have the full potential to blossom and become a reality, not just like mindless rumors and things like that. So the latest is Danny Garcia may face Paulie Malignaggi at the Barclays this fall. Now, I want to break down the fight, give you my thoughts. I'm going to tell the pros and cons of this particular matchup. Now, I'm looking at the fight, and some people are going to immediately just hate the fight or whatever. I'm going to tell you the pros and the cons. Let's start off with the cons. I think the con is Paulie Malignaggi. He was supposed to fight, and he had a cut, and he had to pull out of that fight. He's been on a layoff over a year at this point, and his last fight was to Sean Porter, and he lost that fight, and he got dominated in that fight, and he got stopped in that particular fight. So from that aspect, some people aren't going to like this particular fight because, again, I don't know. Paulie Malignaggi, he's older for a fighter, you know what I mean, 30 plus, and he's been through his share of wars. He fought Cotto, he fought Amir Khan, etc. So I don't really know how he's going to perform, to be honest, at this particular point of his career. And the other thing is, you look at it, he already has probably like 6 losses. He lost to Ricky Hatton, Amir Khan, Adrian Broner, Sean Porter, Miguel Cotto, right? So to me, it's like, what can Danny Garcia do more than that? Like, how can you beat what Sean Porter already did, which was run through him and knock him out in 4 rounds? Miguel Cotto damn near broke his jaw. Amir Khan forced a TKO stoppage, things like that. So for Danny Garcia coming up in weight, to me, I see it as this particular fight, he has more to lose than he does to gain. And let me talk about the pros. And the pros for me are, this is the exact, again, some people are going to shit on this fight. This is the exact style that has given him problems. Lamont Peterson, Mauricio Herrera, they were not regarded as power punchers or powerful, strong guys in general per their division. And those are the guys who gave him suspect performances. So this is absolutely a realistic fight for Danny Garcia, who needs some damage control and needs to get his career back in order, because boxing is a sport of what have you done for me lately. And the fact of the matter is, Danny Garcia, in his last 3 performances, 2 of them have been suspect, and a lot of people thought he lost. One to Mauricio Herrera, and then also to Lamont Peterson. So to me, he hasn't had a credible win since Lucas Matisse. Yeah, you can bring up Rod Salka, but again, I don't feel that's a credible win as lineal champion. That was a fight that should have never happened anyway. Pulling up a guy with no punching power who wasn't ranked in the top 10 or anything like that. So it was a fight that shouldn't have happened. So to me, he hasn't had a credible win since Lucas Matisse. He's a good fighter, but this is realistic for him. He needs to prove some of the doubters wrong and show what got him to this particular point. Another thing is, again, stylistically, Paulie Malignaggi's style is what has given Garcia the most problems. He fought guys like Zab Judah, Lucas Matisse, Amir Khan, guys with speed or power, and that wasn't really the only thing. But the pure boxer style, people who employed a good jab, like Mauricio Herrera, he really exposed the blueprint, that good jab. Then you look at Paulie Malignaggi. Paulie Malignaggi has an underrated jab. So again, him moving up in weight to fight a guy at welterweight, is stylistically is not a bad fight. The timing, if anything, is the worst thing about it, is that he hasn't fought in over a year and he's coming off of a loss to Sean Porter. But stylistically, it'll still prove some stuff. So if you're not going to rematch the guys that gave you the controversial wins or whatever, like Herrera and Peterson, then again, this is not a bad fight because you have to prove something. So to me, this is a pretty risky fight for Danny Garcia because he has the Paulie Malignaggi. Let's not get it twisted. Paulie Malignaggi can get up for fights. Look at the fight with Juan Diaz, the controversial loss in the first fight. That was bullshit. He beat Juan Diaz. Then the Adrian Broner, he lost via split decision, lost his championship belt. A lot of people argue that he beat Broner. You know what I mean? And he can get up for fights, you know what I mean, with heart and work rate. Basically, what Paulie Malignaggi has is similar to Mauricio Herrera and Lamont Peterson. Heart, he has a good chin despite the Porter knockout. Cotto didn't knock him out. You know what I mean? That was like vintage prime Cotto. So I think Paulie Malignaggi does have a good chin. It's just the thing I don't like about it the most is the timing. Another thing I do like about it is Paulie Malignaggi is a talker. Some people love him for it. Some people hate him for it. But guess who else is a talker? Angel Garcia. So I think the pre-fight buildup could be very funny and entertaining with Paulie Malignaggi. Like, yeah, Angel, he's a sore loser. Like, you know how Paulie gets all, his eyes get all fucking bugged out and he starts going crazy about Pacquiao and stuff like that. And him and Angel might get into it, I feel, if this fight is actually finalized. So, again, I'm a realistic person on my channel. Is this the fight? If you had a bunch of fights to lay on the table, this is not the fight that I would choose. Real straight up. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, this is the fight. Out of all the potential, I'd rather see Broner Garcia or something like that. Or Amir Khan versus Garcia at welterweight. So a rematch. So there's other fights that I would definitely have selected over it. But again, some people are going to try to attempt to shit on it. And this is not stylistically on paper. It's not a bad fight. This is a fight where Danny Garcia can show his improvements or show his same flaws. Straight up. Paulie Malignaggi is realistically not much different than a Mauricio Herrera. Like, what is, you know what I mean? They both are guys who are more pure boxers, active, with the chin, good jab, you know what I mean? Different stuff like that. So this is an intriguing fight. It's not the most anticipated fight or anything like that. But again, I'm a realistic person. A lot of you guys aren't realistic. You get on here and be like, oh, Maidana called him out. Why doesn't Danny Garcia fight him? He's a punk. Yada, yada, yada. Right? But you got to look at the picture. And see, this is the thing. When I get on videos, I don't just get on here and start blabbing. I know my shit. I stay tuned and stay in tune with what's happening in the sport of boxing. So if you knew, Robert Garcia just did an interview saying he's going to need 3 to 4 months to get Maidana and shave him down in weight because he gained a whole hell of a lot of weight. He's probably pushing 200 pounds right now, and he's a smaller framed guy. You know what I mean? He's not my height, and that's the thing about it. So fights like that weren't even realistic to begin with. So I can go all day about this fight and this fight. But the thing is, a lot of you guys do this matchmaking. Oh, why didn't he fight Saddam Ali? But you don't know boxing. You don't know the little intricacies of it. Like, oh, Saddam Ali's with Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya. And these are Heyman fighters. So that fight would never happen since Oscar De La Hoya is suing Al Heyman for $300 million currently. So again, before you nitpick, look at the actual facts. And the fact is, stylistically, this is not a bad fight. It's not the fight that I like asked for or whatever, but Danny Garcia can, again, he's going to either look horrible again, like he did versus Herrera and Peterson, or he's going to show those improvements, because Paulie Malignaggi, again, is very similar in terms of style-wise to what is giving him problems. Make sure you like my video. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video, it's Ego signing off.